It's so gross outside today and I honestly haven't left my bed much, but I saw a skirt on Pinterest that I just can't get out of my head. So we're gonna turn this lazy day into a productive one and try to make it. This is what the skirt looks like. It's fitted on the top half and then flowy gathered on the bottom half. I don't think that I have anything in my closet that I can use as a reference, and so I think that I'm going to find a guide online on how to draft a pencil skirt based on your measurements. I'm actually surprised that I haven't done that yet. I feel like you can use it as a base for a lot of patterns, as I would be doing now. So I'm gonna quickly do a little research to find a guide to use. I'm sure there's many out there, but I'll share the one that I end up using. Just wrapped up the pattern and it was really easy to follow, so now just fingers crossed that it fits. I'm over here making such a big mess. It took me forever to find any scraps that I could use for this. I have 2 different pieces of fabric and it's just gonna have to be a mini version, but I only really need the top half for now, so I think it should be fine. Also, somehow developing sniffles throughout the day, and I hope I'm not getting sick. I think that it turned out pretty good. The one regret that I do have is not finding a way to make it a little bit longer for the sample, but it is what it is. For the most part, things were fitting nicely, so I think I'm gonna whip out the final fabric, just a basic white cotton, nothing too crazy. Off the bat, I am going to get rid of the darts. Those, I don't love darts. I don't love darts, so we're gonna turn those into style lines, and I'm probably gonna give myself a 1/2 inch seam allowance to work with throughout all the pieces so I can make some adjustments as I go if needed. To remove the dart and make it into a style line, I'm just gonna extend the quote-unquote seam from the point of the dart down the skirt, and then cut both the front and back into 2 pieces. So I'm just gonna cut along this line here and then cut this dart out. And turn those into 2 pieces. This I should probably label as a reminder. First of all, this is also the back, and this is center fold, and this one is side seam. And I'm just gonna do that again to the front piece. I'm not feeling too hot. I don't know if I'm getting sick or what, but my energy levels are not where I need them to be. They really haven't been too great all day, but I've been trying to push through. I'm about to hit a wall. Quick recap of what I've done so far. I cut out all of the pattern pieces that I need for the top portion of the skirt. I'm making it lined, so I doubled up on everything. And as far as what's next, I have a feeling I'm gonna tap out pretty soon. I think that I'm going to at least sew one of the layers together to make sure that everything fits, you know, the new seam lines that I added instead of the darts. If I'm feeling ambitious, I'll sew the second layer, and that's probably where I'm gonna end the day and save attaching them. Ooh, the zipper. Yeah, that's gonna be a tomorrow problem. playing chicken with my bobbin thread and hoping to get one more seam out of it. And we made it. I did a rough install of the invisible zipper, but it's definitely not perfect, so I'm probably gonna have to do that over. But I was able to try it on, and this is the front. Found out that where the darts were are causing some puckers, so I'm gonna straighten out this stitch. And then in the back, I want the bottom to taper in a little bit. So I just marked off where I want to start increasing the seam allowance down the bottom. And I'm gonna call it a night and resume in the morning. I'd be lying to you if I said that it was truly the next day, because it's actually 2 weeks later. Got a little sidetracked. We're just gonna pick up right where we left off. And I actually ordered an invisible zipper foot. I've just been using a regular zipper foot, which works perfectly fine, but I sew a lot of invisible zippers and figured this would make my life easier. This is what it looks like, and let me actually go get the regular zipper foot to show you the difference. So here are the two zipper foots. This one is the regular zipper foot, and then this one is the invisible zipper foot. I don't know if you can tell, but the invisible zipper foot has these little ridges here to catch the teeth of the invisible zipper to get a nice close seam. Where are we? Okay, last time we put together the skirt and then did some fittings in the front. I ended up having to take in ever so slightly where the dart would have been. So instead of it kind of curving, I made them seem more straight. I'll show you a better picture of what that looks like. The second adjustment that I wanted to make was taking it in at the bottom and the back to make the top of the skirt a little more form-fitting. And I haven't done that yet, so that's where we're gonna pick up. This is an example of one of the front seams where I took it in and made the seam a little straighter. I realize I actually don't have to worry about the bottom of the back because I'm gonna cut it anyway. And so I've just been trying it on and playing around with marking the line where I want the rest of the skirt to flow, as you can see by my many mark lines, and I think that I finally figured it out. Hi, Coda. Hi, bud. Yeah. Can I finish? Anyway, I'm marking where I want the line to cut off, and I just didn't realize how high I was gonna cut it. Could have saved myself some trouble. We're going abstract with it. Out of 10 recommend getting a washable marker. Probably my most used tool. Can you scoot over a little bit? Thank you. This is going to be the top portion of the skirt. I'm going to take this apart, trace these new pieces onto the other set that I have, and then sew everything back together, and I will come back. Getting a little late and I very much have work in the morning, but we're on the home stretch-ish. The top part, which looks like nothing, is almost done. I just have to finish up the zipper piece. This is my first time sewing an invisible zipper with a lining. After I finish the whole zipper situation, I'm going to measure the length of the bottom and multiply it by maybe 1.7. It really depends on how much fabric I have because it's not really looking like I have a long piece of fabric. So we'll see what the length of the bottom of this ends up being and how long we can do for the gathers. But once I figure that all out, I'm just gonna cut a rectangle initially, add some gathers, and then attach it to the skirt. From there, because it's kind of wavy on the body, it's gonna be wavy at the hem. I'll probably try it on and see if I like that look. If not, then I'll just even out the hem before finishing it off. All of the pinning is complete and now we sew. I attached the bottom of the skirt and realized down here on this side, there's just too much fabric. It puffed up a lot like you're seeing kind of here. I'm going to seam rip probably up to about here on the front and on the back because it's the same things going on back here, and just cut a little bit of that fabric. I think where I went wrong is I initially cut a rectangle for the bottom part, and I probably should have cut a similar shape as the top of the skirt. So hopefully that will fix it, and then we'll just have to hem. This is where I went wrong here, so I'm just gonna even this out. Now we regather.